Hi, everybody, and welcome to Jordan United Church of Christ with me, your favorite pastor. A number of things I want to talk about on today's video. One is to remind you of this Friday night, October the 20th, for our ham dinner. It's a buffet dinner served by our Friday morning men's group, 4 to 7 p.m. here in our social hall. You have tickets at the door or here through the church office. We'll hope to see you Friday night for that fundraiser. Then on Sunday morning, we're going to be dedicating our brand new organ here at the church. And actually, the ham dinner is a fundraiser for not only the organ, but also the cost of our sound system update. Frank has been enjoying our new 4-manual organ and played it for the first time this past Sunday. We'll dedicate it. We'll have another concert to be announced at another time, but you'll hear the quality of the sound of our organ Sunday morning at 8 and 10:30. Then, weather permitting, we'll have our annual Blessing of the Animals service, which will be at the Circle of Fire area of our Peace Garden. My suggestion is, and the forecast is that it'll clear by Sunday afternoon, that you park in the church parking lot, and then you use the little footbridge and you walk up to past Dawn's place, a little gazebo, up to the Circle of Fire area where you'll find the benches. We'll have the blessing there with both Pastor Mike and Pastor Duane participating in that Blessing of the Animals service. If it happens to be raining, then we will cancel that for this year. It's just really difficult to try to move it inside. But the Blessing of the Animals service on Sunday afternoon at the 22nd at 2 p.m. Also want to remind you that we have a number of Halloween cards that we were given, and Pastor Joanne decided that we'd like to send these to special care members. So she has them addressed and the church return address, and actually stamped all of them. All you need to do is, when you're here in the church, is pick up one of these cards. This one happens to be addressed to Anne Louise Rhinesmith, and then sign it from yourself and or your family, put it back into the envelope, seal it, and put it in any mailbox. This is not something that we're all going to take time to sign individual cards. We're doing this as individuals and individual families to mail out to those, just as another way of greeting those on our special care list and reminding them they have not been forgotten. I also want to remind you that we still need some help for our week of hosting for Family Promise of the Lehigh Valley. We'll start on Sunday, October the 29th, and go through and include Saturday, November the 4th. We still need some overnight hosts. We need some evening hosts, and I think we may even need some meals yet, but particularly the evening hosts and the overnight hosts. So we're going to be putting that link on our Facebook page, so you can click on that link, as I did for Gail and me, to do an overnight on Tuesday night. As we've done once each time we host, we'll take one of those overnights. Consider that we need 2 people, but some of them already have 1 host for overnight or for the evening. So again, just take a look on our Facebook page, call the church office, or you can reach out to Natasha Chairtalk or Jen Gravatt as well. And then finally, I want to share a prayer with you, a prayer for peace in Israel and Palestine. This it was found on the Sojourners magazine website. It was written by Rose Marie Berger, and she cites the passage from the Old Testament, the Hebrew prophet Isaiah, chapter 11, verse 9. They will not hurt or destroy on all my holy mountain. And as we see such carnage between Israel and the area of Gaza, which is, of course, where Palestinians live, the images are just awful and heart-wrenching. And so I would invite you to be in a spirit of prayer as I share these thoughts. God of comfort, send your Spirit to encompass all those whose lives are torn apart by violence and death in Israel and Palestine. You are the advocate of the oppressed and the one whose eye is on the sparrow. Let arms reach out for healing rather than aggression. Let hearts mourn rather than militarize. God of justice, give strength to those whose long work for a just peace might seem fruitless now. Strengthen their resolve. Do not let them feel alone. Show us how to support their work and bolster their courage. Guide religious leaders to model unity and reconciliation across lines of division. Guide political leaders to listen with their hearts as they seek peace and pursue it. Help all people choose the vigorous path of just peace and disavow violence. God of love, we lift up Palestine and Israel, its people, its land, its creatures. War is a monster that consumes everything in its path. Peace is a gift shared at meals of memory with Christians, Muslims, and Jews. Let us burn incense, not children. Let us break bread, not bodies. Let us plant olive gardens, not cemeteries. We beg for love and compassion to prevail on all your holy mountains. God of hope, we lift up the cities of the region, Gaza City and Tel Aviv, Ramallah and Ascalon, so long divided yet filled with life and creativity. Come again to breathe peace on your peoples, that all may recognize you. God of mercy, even now work in the hearts of combatants to choose life over death, reconciliation over retaliation, restoration over destruction. Help us resist anti-Semitism in all of its forms, especially in our own churches. Help all people, Israelis and Palestinians, live in peace and unafraid, with the right to determine their future together. God of all nations, let not one more child or elder be sacrificed on altars of political expediency. Keep safe all people from unjust leaders who would exploit vulnerability for their own distorted ends. Give wise discernment to those making decisions to pursue peace. Provide them insight into fostering well-being, freedom, and thriving for all. Teach us all to resolve injustices with righteousness, not rockets. Guard our hearts against retaliation, and give us hearts for love alone. Strengthen our faith in you, O God of flesh, even when we don't have clear answers, so that we may still offer ourselves non-violently for the cause of peace. May it be so. See you on Sunday.